It's time for the Scraphouse with Austen Lane and Kasey Kuhrts on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
The only thing that will ever hold the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network back is this computer. I just want to be perfectly clear.
Is it the computer or is it like the streaming service?
No, it's the it's a couple of things, definitely, but like, you know, that'll be when they tell this story. Mm-hmm. You know, when Brent tells this story in 20 years.
It's going to be Brent, not us.
It's not going to be us. Mm-mm. They'll have to remind that the greatest debacle, the difference between this and Barstool Sports is the computer.
Yeah.
Now, Sesnick will tell you this is a good computer.
Yep.
And I'm not going to argue with him.
Sure. But there's some issues.
There's some issues.
Hey, speaking of debacles,
okay.
You know, I had to bury the Cadillac, went to a dealership to look at a new one, may have found one, to be determined.
You do this all today?
You literally like an hour ago before I got here. That's why I'm actually early.
I didn't know you were going to be here at all. I thought you were in...
Oh, no, man. Yeah. Back. I'm back in town. Right. But, so, you know, test drove a vehicle, went really well, was waiting to speak with, you know, the representative who was helping me out, and she was a very lovely lady. Okay. I come back from the test drive. I just, you know, went by myself. It was cool. The way it should be. And I come back in, and there's something going on in the lobby, man. There's some unsatisfied customers, let's just say.
Some riffraff?
There's some riffraff. Old riffraff too, like older lady.
Riffraff.
Older confused riffraff. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Get this.
Okay.
Older lady.
Sure.
I couldn't see her. I could just hear her voice.
Sure.
Giving her an audible pat down, I would probably put her at 65, 70.
Sure.
Okay. Bought it like a used Jaguar. By my indications, a nice Jaguar.
Okay.
It was a diesel Jaguar.
Okay.
She didn't know it took diesel, put gasoline in it.
Oh.
Yeah. So she was not impressed. She was not happy. Huh. And the dealership was not happy either. So take that for how you want.
Huh.
Yeah.
Good world. You think that they would have told her? Or it would have came up.
I mean, I think I overheard one point the guy said, you signed 70 pages of documents. You didn't think to read any of them about it being a diesel, but yeah.
I mean, there's an argument for that.
There's definitely an argument for that, but old's going to old, Kasey.
Olds are going to old.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, shout out to the olds buying cars.
And in other breaking news, I think I mastered the Pat McAfee pen trick. Did Brent show you this today? Or yesterday? I started doing it. Yes, you know where Pat McAfee's stalking on the thing, all of a sudden he goes, hold on a second, do it right now. Pressure's on. Nope, messed it up. See, I had one chance. There we go. Just did it. You couldn't really see in the camera, but...
Nope, do it again. Ooh.
There you go.
That's kind of smooth.
That's the Pat McAfee trick.
All right. You've been working on that?
A day and a half. Yep, I was waiting for it on Thursday. Or when was this? Yeah, it was been on Thursday. Last Thursday. Uh-huh. When I was waiting in the lobby, couldn't get in, and then, boom, there you go.
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, on to wrestling.
Let's get it.
Here on the Scraphouse. Raw or SmackDown, Raw, and then we'll have to talk about some Saturday night's main event as that goes down on Saturday. But I want to start this conversation pre-SmackDown going on the air.
Okay.
I know you're not on the internet most of the time. That's okay.
I can be, yeah.
I haven't been there a lot either.
Yeah.
But...
Did he trial? That's about it, though.
Okay, yeah.
Kid Cudi took the stand today.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, Kasey, this is going to be they spent 1 week on Cassie last week. It was like the whole week. And now we got Kid Cudi this week. Yeah.
What? In unrelated news, where has Kid Cudi been?
It's a great point.
Like he was live and in person at the trial?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, because they're not airing the trial. All I'm going off of what Twitter says. That's because they don't air it.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
But I guess Kid Cudi's on the stand. I haven't really read a lot about like what happened today, but I'm really curious. Maybe Kid Cudi going off the grid has something to do with Diddy. Who knows? We'll see. Stay tuned.
Wow, that's good stuff. Anyway, if you weren't on the Diddy side of Twitter, you may have stumbled upon, well, like I did, a graphic before SmackDown goes on the air.
Okay.
And they say, hey, we're doing the Money in the Bank qualifying matches. I'm like, cool. And then I see this specific graphic. And I go, okay, they're trying to build a Money in the Bank roster. I get it.
For sure.
So I start on the left, as I always do. That's how you read here.
Mm-hmm.
And I go meet Chin.
Yep. Eating some feet.
Probably not getting it done, though.
Nah.
Then I go down middle, and I see Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
And I go, that's your winner.
That's your winner. Hands down.
No problem.
Yep.
I go right.
Yep.
And I go, hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
That's your winner.
Should be. Yeah.
And then I go, is Triple H cooking? Or is this setting up to be a major debacle? Because I'll give you this. I had no clue once I realized Chelsea Green was on this graphic.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong, Kasey. Like, with all due respect to Mishin, just didn't.
It wasn't going to happen.
Wasn't going to happen. I saw Alexa. So keep in mind, I didn't see this graphic until like they aired it that night.
Sure.
See, I didn't see it. But when they announced it, I'm like, huh. Because obviously, when we talk about Alexa Bliss, probably one of the biggest pops you're going to get right now in professional wrestling, just because, she hasn't been used a lot. And when she is, the crowd gravitates towards her. And then you have, one of the biggest stories, I feel like, one of our favorite wrestlers in Chelsea Green. Yeah, Kasey, you could have gone either way with it.
Yeah. So I'm conflicted at this point. I go, Triple H, you know what? At the bare minimum, what you're doing is making it tough to tell.
Yep.
And this is a reoccurring theme. We'll come back to this as more of the Money in the Bank things start to play out. But now we go into real life and the show starts and Solo Sikoa comes out. I'm always a fan of Solo Sikoa. That's
Sure.
great.
Yeah.
With Jacob Fatu, the United States champion, who is still unbelievably over like you wouldn't believe. And
JC.
who I believed when he came
Jesus
out.
Christ.
I thought it was. Tell me if I'm wrong here, but I remember Michael Cole losing his mind, being like, "It's Jeff Cobb."
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's what I remember the last time I saw this guy.
Yes.
And then Testor's like, and he's with JC. And I'm like, did they just full on change his name right in front of us?
I'm pretty sure they did. I mean, I think they listened to the show last week because let's call it like it is, Kasey. Like, you have Tonga Loa, you have Jacob Fatu, you have Solo Sikoa, right? Like, I'm not an expert in terms of names or anything, but
It flows.
sounds like they're from the islands. You know what I'm saying?
It all makes some sense.
And then you got Jeff Cobb.
Just a Nebraskan farmer fighting for every dollar he makes selling corn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
Blue collar as they come.
hear me out. You never should have called him Jeff Cobb.
No, you should have had the foresight to change it right away.
if you were going to change it less than 7 days later.
Because even Bronson Reed's kind of sounded like he belonged, right? And he also had like the tat, like he fit right in.
We said it right when it happened. We were like, Bronson Reed, is this going to work?
Yeah.
And then as soon as it happened, we were like,
Yeah,
it
it works.
fits
Works
perfectly.
just actually perfect. Yeah.
He should have been there the whole time.
Jeff Cobb looks the part.
Yeah.
The name doesn't fit.
No.
Yeah. JC doesn't work for me either, though, Kasey.
No. It's just like I was like, this is not a good start.
JC is something like a youth minister would call like his youth group, hey, let's go and put some prayers up for JC right now, kids.
Yeah. I was like, damn, this is not good.
Yeah.
But Tess, he was selling it, which was great.
Sure.
The boys came out, more of Solo, trying to get acknowledged by Jacob Fatu. The Jacob Fatu thing is a weird dynamic.
I love you, my tribal chief.
Supposed to be a heel,
Yeah.
way too over.
Correct.
And like so over to the point that like they don't even care about Solo, which is not good.
Who's supposed to be like the guy
The
of the
leader.
group. Yeah.
So like I think the only way that you establish any dominance there is Solo's gonna have to beat him. I hate to tell you.
Yeah, or like screw him over or something for sure.
Something big.
Yep.
But they're talking their smack just when they're about to get into it. LA Knight out of nowhere is hitting people with a chair. Also, are you like, I understand LA Knight's great. Are you surprised that it's still just an unbelievable pop every time?
A little bit.
Like there's nothing that could it feels like change that.
Yeah, it's like
They went nuts.
you're not wrong because you almost feel like eventually, okay, so he loses the belt, right? Okay, now it's kind of back down to like the lower card, right? It's kind of, you're going to get like that, that Shinsuke Nakamura treatment. And no, man, like you can't deny how much the crowd backs LA Knight. And if the crowd keeps backing him, You got to keep showcasing them. Simple as that.
And he gets out there to almost hit some people with a chair. Does not, but we see more of LA Knight later in the night. We then go into that qualifying match with Alexa Bliss, who gets major pop with Michin and with Chelsea Green. And I thought it was pretty quality overall. Back and forth. There was a moment early that was somewhat slow, but like, I don't care. Outside of that, real good. They were ganging up on Chelsea Green, which was good for the story.
Do you know when I knew it was over that Michin wasn't going to win? When she told B-Fab that if she won the Money in the Bank briefcase, that they would both cash it in together and get the tag team belts.
That's fair.
Nah.
Yeah,
that's almost as bad as the whole Jay, Big Jim thing where it's like, hey, brother, be careful. Like it's the same death sentence.
Yeah.
No one's cashing in some tag team belts.
No.
Nah.
No, absolutely not. But again, as the match is playing out, I'm like, they going to go Chelsea Green? They going to go Alexa Bliss? Feels like they had to go Alexa Bliss, which is what they end up doing. I will say, though, I was watching with Amanda, and there was a sequence for Michin where she, not picking on her, but I know you appreciate this, where she hits her little twerk move.
Yep.
And then does the running hip attack, and I was like, oh, okay. And then out of nowhere, Chelsea Green's eating feet, and I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah.
This might be a 1, 2, 3 for Michin. It was not.
Yep.
But I was like, I said to Amanda, I'm like, Austin's going to appreciate that.
I did. No, trust me. Hey, I'm glad you thought of me. I mean, since we're on the Chelsea Green topic real quick, love the ring gear. We're going all black. We're mourning.
Still in mourning.
But why is like her entrance package still like the USA thing then? Like, I think you should change it.
Fair. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, do like a funeral motif thing. Do something new. Like,
yeah, that's actually a good point. Like, she should go to like a John Cena type entrance.
Yeah. Or don't even ever come out to me. Just, be like super somber, just like.
Yeah, because she's still happy when she comes out.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I don't know.
Let's do more of that.
Yeah.
But anyway, Alexa Bliss is the one that gets the win.
Good for her.
Like that the finish was on the Sister Abigail.
Oh,
and not
dude, I got goosebumps, and the crowd went ballistic. It was a Sister Abigail, but with kind of like a little Alexa Bliss twist. She kind of added her own thing to it. I thought it was well done, and maybe that's setting up for something in the future now with the Wyatt Six.
Definitely. And listen, again, I love Tess. I'm convinced that Tess had no clue who Alexa Bliss was until tonight. And they were like, hey, she's going to do this thing that they call Sister Abigail. Like, you need to lose it. And he's like, okay. Because when she got down and was about to hit it, this man
Sister Abigail
just lost his mind. And like Wade Barrett, you could tell, was like, yeah.
Yep, that's what she can do.
So, I mean, just quality stuff. But nonetheless, Alexa Bliss going to Money in the Bank, no surprise. But I guess that means Chelsea Green is not.
Yeah. Her and Michin again in some kind of street fight, I guess, for like the 25th time?
No. And if you remember, Chelsea Green had the moment of Money in the Bank when she went from the from the ladders. Tiffy pushed her from the ladder.
Maybe she gets into on some like technicality where they involve her again.
Yeah, I mean,
because from a comedy, because I forgot about what she did at the Money in the Bank. Yeah,
I mean, if they want her in, she'll get it.
Yeah, and then even in this match too, it was kind of funny because she kept on like getting thrown out of the ring and everything.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Good start to SmackDown. Then we go, which wasn't bad. Fraxium against DIY. And it was actually quality, which is
great match. Another masked wrestler not named Dragon Lee. Hate to see that, but
who you don't.
I mean, between Penta, Ray Phoenix, Axiom, Kasey. First team all catering for Dragon Lee.
I'm seeing more El Grande than I'm seeing Dragon Lee.
First team all catering, I think.
Yeah, as it turned out, the Rey Mysterio injury is actually what's going to get Dragon Lee released. I'm not sure how, but you get rid of Rey and Dragon Lee's got nobody in his
goes
corner.
to hell, yep.
But yeah, Fraxium's real good.
Yeah, I like Fraxium.
And DIY is also very good. So, again, quality, no problem.
Isn't it kind of crazy how Fraxium really came out of nowhere and they're delivering great matches?
Yeah.
Because I didn't watch them in NXT at all, so I had no idea.
It wasn't, and there wasn't much like with Roxanne and Julia. We got 4 weeks of they're here.
Yep.
But well,
you know me, I'm a Julia junkie.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Trademarked.
And these guys were just like, go ahead. And they're good.
Yeah.
All good.
They deliver.
Perfectly fine.
Motor City Machine Guns came down too then.
Yeah, you had that whole tag team thing. Somebody was speaking Spanish to Solo, I guess, because I wrote down Solo no Espanol, and I forget the exact moment how it happened. But I remember Solo angrily in the back was like walking up to somebody who was speaking Spanish, and he's just like, no Espanol, and walks away. I don't even remember what.
Yeah.
I just remember it being funny.
Yep, I can't remember who that was either, but I know what you're talking about. Yes.
So I like Solo, so I got that in. Fraxium title shot next week.
Yeah.
Like I start to say no, but then like maybe. Remember Motor City Machine Guns? They'd barely.
Yeah, but you know this is gonna go. It's gonna be a fantastic match.
Get broken up.
It'll get broken up and it'll be a DQ.
I'm getting really sick of that.
Yep, and then I'm sure they'll kind of throw that into like a tag teams on the line for like a ladder match, something at Money in the Bank. I don't know, something like that.
Now is when you get the 6-team. How many is that? 12 human match.
Yep, 6 teams
Machine
ladder
Guns,
match.
Profits, DIY, Fraxium. Pretty deadly.
Yeah.
I just need one more team.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Dragon Lee and Apollo Crews, right? Even though they're on the
no, but you know who it could be? Penta and Ray Phoenix.
If you do like a surprise, that'd
be cool. That'd be a good match. That'd be a lot going on.
That would be crazy. Can you imagine like them, Fraxi? I mean,
it'd be nuts.
Street Profits. Like we always give AW their flowers when it comes to like the in-ring stuff with like tag teams. That right there, like if you want to put it to AEW, that's what you got to do.
That'd be gnarly.
That'd be crazy.
Do like a double ring setup because you can't.
Great. Now you know what? If they don't do it, Kasey, I'm gonna be upset.
Hey,
getting my hopes up.
Our ideas before.
You're getting my hopes up. I know. Oh yeah, kinda. And sometimes they completely miss our ideas, like our truth. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, they just heard it. They're like, you know what we should do?
Yeah.
Speaking of R-Truth, next up, Wade Barrett's like, hey, I sat down with R-Truth, and Tess is like, who? But nonetheless, R-Truth getting a sit down.
Yeah.
Defending John Cena still in perfect R-Truth form. Wade Barrett had to be like, hey, bro, he put you through a table. Truth like, that's okay. I know John. We're like, what?
Yeah.
And then it feels like in a random moment's notice, R-Truth was like, you know what? I could wrestle John Cena at Saturday night's main event. He's gonna.
Yeah.
So,
man,
we got to do like predictions later.
Sure.
But like, I'll ask you this one now.
Yeah.
Is Truth going to get squashed here? Is this going to be a 5-minute main event?
I think it's going to be a great match, but it's. I think it's getting handled all wrong, Kasey. Like this should have had promos in the ring. This story should have been told. Like it's R-Truth. Think about how long R-Truth have just been that guy, right? And now you can probably have a chance to elevate him, tell the story about how he's such a big John Cena fan. He's gonna wrestle his idol. Like there's so much. And by the way, dude's good on the mic. Like yeah, he's funny and he can be out there sometimes, but he's talented. He has a ring awareness. John Cena. One of the GOATs on the mic. Like, you don't mean to tell me a promo between these two guys, R-Truth's hero and John Cena, would have fed families for years to come?
Yeah.
And now we don't get it. It's just going to be a one-off main event.
Yeah, see.
I don't like it.
What feels like happened here was like they had already booked John on this, like he was going to be appearing. Mm-hmm. They were like, you got to do something. You're going to be here. So, R-Truth. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like we can't possibly build anything else. The R-Truth story, although there is still some that you could tell, like, the R-Truth story is somewhat told. Like, you get, like, they don't need to tell us anything else other than, like, what happened in a way. Mm-hmm. And, like, you know the history. So, like, there's that part of it. But, yeah, I'm just guessing they were like, I mean, John's got to wrestle somebody.
Yeah. But, like, if you got, like, a real R-Truth who wasn't joking around, who went up to John Cena and said, like, dude, you're messing up. Like, this is BS. Like, you've become, like, I just felt like there could have been such great promos there.
Yeah,
and now I don't think we're ever going to find out. Like, of all the, like, think about this. His hero turned heel. Like, how long has R-Truth been on the John Cena bandwagon? How many times in promos of the past 10 years has R-Truth, like, can't see me, did the 5-knuckle shuffle, like, and you're just it's going to come to a culmination this Saturday with no promo, no nothing. Okay.
It feels like they're consistently making up for a mistake that they made at WrestleMania. Mm. So, like, in my opinion, they made a mistake with the Travis Scott debacle. Mm-hmm. You corrected that with a super quick build to Randy Orton, which was your biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which you then screwed up with R-Truth.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're corrected that with
who's going to interject this Saturday?
Like, it just feels like a constant, they can't get out of their own weird way with this stuff.
Man, yeah, I'm with you, Kasey. It's just, it sucks because I feel like the stars were aligning to tell a really special story with a wrestler who I think has paid his dues in R-Truth, who has been around forever, who's obviously very respected in the locker room. And I feel like you're going to do him a disservice.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the story is going to be told how it should be. But
I agree.
But hey, well, I'll reserve judgment until the bell rings. Like maybe, because is this for the title or not?
I actually don't know.
Because that's the thing. Like,
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think they're just wrestling.
So then what happens in a world if R-Truth beats John Cena and then all of a sudden they have like a rematch
That'd be crazy.
For the belt?
That would be wild.
No, that could be cool.
Yeah. The one thing about this though is like, because I think there's a scenario where R-Truth gets squashed, and this is on NBC Saturday Night's Main Event. So like the unfortunate part about that is, which is probably why they won't do it, if it's like 8 to 10, if it's like 9:51 and they're walking out, you know what's coming.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, that's true.
We'll see. You could try to get in there with the tow truck company.
I see. So William Torres said, "Yep, still waiting to hear back from them. They're supposed to call me on Tuesday to let me know how much I'm getting compensated."
It's Wednesday night. I don't know.
Oh yeah, yep. Called him this afternoon. The guy goes, "Oh, we're gonna need another day just to kind of look over everything." And we go, I bet you do.
I know you don't ever pull this card. Do they know who you are?
Well,
not that you could fight them.
No, yeah. I sent him my rent a car receipt because
you're paying that.
Yep. Yeah. And they could Google me. I don't know if they know who I am or not.
Okay. Because I feel like out of the top 10 people that you could probably mess with in terms of I wouldn't pick a UFC fighter.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, man.
I'm just maybe I don't know anything at all. Anyway, R-Truth and John Cena.
Yep.
Carmelo Hayes, who got banished to the Shadow Realm after the
Andre the Giant
Battle Royal.
Great necklace, though, he's rocking.
The necklace is good. Him and The Miz heading out there against Aleister Black, but just Carmelo in the match. Quality match. Joe Tessitore sitting on pins and needles waiting for a black
Waiting for that black mass, didn't he?
At any possible opportunity,
Miz took it.
And Miz, I believe he said 4 weeks in a row, Miz has taken a black mass. Crazy. It ends up being a no contest, shocker, because of the Miz. I feel bad for Carmelo Hayes that he's just there to put Aleister Black over.
Yeah.
Carmelo Hayes, listen, not that I've ever been disgruntled at work, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So I kind of recognize what it looks like. Carmelo Hayes has to be.
How can he not be
aggravated all the time?
Put on absolute bangers with
Andrade.
Seven. Best seven.
Yep. Best seven. Wins. They give him the battle royal. Okay, cool.
Which, by the way, might as well be a death sentence now.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I almost I would probably, if I was slated to win the Andre the Giant battle royal, I would have just thrown myself out. Slip, sorry, fell.
I botched. I don't know.
Over the rope.
Give it the carrying cross.
Yeah, give it the carrying cross. Yeah.
Good thing Miz got him the necklace, or else nobody would remember it happened.
True.
Carmelo Hayes got to be mad because he's good on the mic.
Great in the ring.
Great in the ring. It makes sense. I don't know. What do I know? Anyway, it's a no contest. We'll see what happens. If I told you on May 21st, 2025, we were still doing Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, would you believe me?
Kasey, if we got a time machine and we went back to, I don't know, a year ago now, and we go back to the Scraphouse that we're doing, just starting out, and we tell our older selves, hey, guys, you know how you're talking about Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest?
Don't dismiss it.
In a street fight? Well, I'm here to tell you, get used to it and set up shop and get real comfortable because you guys are going to be here talking about this for a while.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, here we go again.
And like, I don't really have any complaints.
I mean, okay, here's the thing though.
But like, why?
When Damian Priest, I think it was Damian Priest, goes, yeah, we got some unfinished business. Do you though? Do you got unfinished business? Wasn't that the point of WrestleMania? Wasn't that the finished business? Wasn't business done?
Yeah. Sin City Street Fight.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
Still a little unfinished.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, okay.
Steel cage now.
Steel cage. I mean,
what's next?
I think one of them has to.
Death match?
I think one of them's got to die. Like, not in a real way, but in like a, join the Wyatt Six as a ghost way. Like, one of them does not make it. Like, they tried to kill Drew, as you saw.
No, for sure.
Head off the back of the concrete. Not enough.
But yeah, you know where this is going, right? This is going to go like, okay, it's going to be the steel cage, the Hell in a Cell, whatever they want to call it, steel cage match. And then it's going to be like, yeah, you may have won. I assume Priest will probably win this one. So then Drew McIntyre is going to go, yeah, you may have gotten the best of me, just like CM Punk did. But I'm going to tell you what, Priest, like, I still got up. We got to figure out who's not going to get up. Last man standing match.
Yep.
Here we go.
Nah.
Table, ladders, and chairs. Last man standing. TLC.
Oh, my goodness.
Or Money in the Bank, whatever. I don't know. I think it's Money in the Bank next. Yeah.
Has Aleister Black ever put someone over, says William Torres? I'll tell you, the greatest asset, I think, and listen, Austin's a big Aleister Black guy.
I am. No man is ever truly gone.
Yeah, I'm not as into it as he is. I would say the best work Aleister Black ever did was for the other dudes in House of Black when that first started, because that was pretty popular.
That was good.
I don't know if they ever did anything.
Remember when he didn't even put over Cody? Remember I think that was kind of Cody's downfall.
Yes, it was.
Because he feuded with Cody, then boom, black mass to Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, the only people that I would say he ever put over were the people that were on his team.
Julia.
And got to
the other Julia, not Julia and Julia Hart.
Yeah, Julia Hart. And like got to be on his team, but like match wise, no, like. I don't know. I said a couple weeks ago,
Well,
why is he here?
I mean, if we want to go way back in history, the NXT, when I used to watch it a lot, and this guy's not in wrestling anymore, but he beat, but then he did put over the Velveteen Dream, which is one of my one of the best matches I've ever seen. Now, once again, take the allegations, all that stuff away from Velveteen Dream, but I'm saying like the in-ring work and the storytelling with that one, because that whole thing is that Velveteen just wanted to be acknowledged, and he wanted Aleister Black to say his name, and he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't even look at him. And they have a match for the ages. I think it was the main event, and then Aleister Black masses Velveteen Dream. At the end, he's sitting there in his traditional pose that he sits like crisscross applesauce, and he goes, "Enjoy infamy, Velveteen Dream," and then Velveteen Dream's like, "Oh," he said he said my name. I thought that was a really cool match and a cool story, but
there you go.
But besides that, I can't name really anything else.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
And he even won and like kind of put him over. That was the funny thing. Yeah.
So yeah, Aleister Black. We'll see what happens. By the way, speaking of Aleister Black, I was going to get this in a second, but I'll just throw it up now because I think this is about the time the show was announced. This is what you got next week, qualifying match. And I, again, bring back to the point from earlier in the show. Mm-hmm. One would think Aleister Black's probably going to win this.
Yep, one would think that someone's going to interfere with LA Knight, and one would think that it's Shinsuke Nakamura.
Fair.
One more. I mean, listen,
fair.
I like Shinsuke, but what do you want?
But also, you could make a super hard argument that LA Knight would be the winner here because Solo's already in the match.
True.
So like,
but does Solo want him,
again, I would be surprised in a sense if they had Aleister Black lose, but I wouldn't be surprised if LA Knight won. So like, again, I think they're doing this like...
Yeah, maybe like Carmelo stops Aleister Black or something. I don't know.
Could potentially be, but anyway.
I think it's going to be Aleister Black, though.
Yeah, I agree.
No man is ever truly... every time that he comes in that entrance... and listen, I don't wish ill will on anybody, but can you imagine how funny it would be if the coffin thing doesn't go all the way up and he gets stuck halfway and he's got to try to move himself up and propel himself up?
That would be awesome.
That would be fantastic. Yeah.
I'm hoping for that actually now. As I just mentioned, Solo gets a win over Rey Fenix and Big Jim to go to the Money in the Bank match.
Big Jim. Yep.
Quality match again. No complaints. I thought Rey Fenix was going to be the guy until He got hit with a Samoan spike. Then LA Knight shows up, to be mad and hit people with chairs. And then Nick Aldis, a man that fully has control over his workplace, said, you know what? We got a JC down there. And I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
We got a LA Knight down there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you guys just have a match and JC, you can make your debut right here in Greensboro, North Carolina? And I was like, okay.
Oh, I was in. I'm like, okay, Jeff, let's see what you got here.
And I'm not going to lie, early it wasn't hitting for me.
It was okay. Yeah.
It felt like slow for a minute there.
For like a debut?
It felt like truly they didn't know they were going to do it. And Nick Aldis just was like, you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Because by the time you got to the end, this man with the terrible name, JC Mateo, I believe is technically the last name, was catching this dude out of midair and slam and was really doing it. And I was like, okay, what were those first 10 minutes?
Yeah.
So it ended well.
Yep.
Didn't start hot.
Yep.
But anyway, JC Mateo gets the win over LA.
Are we and by the way, hey, Triple H, let's figure out his name. And let's just,
I think
is it Mateo? Is it JC? Is it Jeff Cobb?
I think you could still go back to Jeff Cobb. You shouldn't. I'm just saying, how funny would it be if this week, they come out and
Jeffrey Cobb.
And they call Jeffrey Cobb. Mm-hmm. You start putting him in overalls. Come on. It's destined to happen. Then, as they go to break, I had to rub my eyes and blink. I was like, is that a video package of Shinsuke Nakamura?
Let's go.
What is going on?
Mm-hmm. Got to build it up a little bit. Got to give him some chance to win the qualifying match.
Yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, so that was shocking. And then they come back from break with this for next week.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
And
but this is for. I'm not saying we're running out of time.
No, I know. I know
okay,
what you're saying.
Gotcha, okay.
And then now here we go again with. I mean.
Well, yeah.
A couple of things here. One, that's supposed to be Julia, right?
On the left.
Yeah.
Correct.
She don't look like that anymore. So could we get an updated headshot?
That's a good point. Who's that in the middle?
That would be Charlotte.
Hey, I'm just.
That would be Charlotte.
Who's that in the middle?
Yep, the Queen. And then we got Selena Vega.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I could see a scenario where Julia wins. She's new.
Sure.
Could happen.
Sure.
I could see a scenario where Selena Vega wins.
Really? Even with the belt that she has right now?
Why not?
But then Selena 2 belts.
Hey, you remember when Lyra had 2 belts?
That's a good point. Yeah. Hey, anything's possible.
It wouldn't be 2 belts, it'd just be a briefcase and a belt.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then I'm like, would they
screw Charlotte over again?
Would they have Charlotte do this whole thing again after the Royal Rumble somewhat debacle?
I have a hard time believing it, Kasey.
No, she could get into the match for sure. It feels like she probably shouldn't lose this.
Yeah.
But then what does it mean for Julia, who just attacked Rhea Ripley 4 straight weeks and then just gets squashed by Vega?
I know. Listen, I want to see Julia win it. I have a hard time believing Charlotte's going to drop this as well. Unless, once again, Julia wins and then Charlotte has a backdoor in where it's well, I'm the queen, so I'm getting, something like that.
So anyway, we'll find out about that on Friday. But yes, now it was time for the
by the way, is Kasey, you think it's going to be Charlotte or you think it's going to be Julia?
Charlotte.
Yeah, same.
Time for the main event. Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton for the title. And listen, I'm not sure how many people were asking for this match.
Mm-hmm.
We were not. I can confirm.
Well, good.
That being said, I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think Nia had some legitimate moments that I thought she was winning.
Kicked out of the prettiest moonsault.
Yeah.
Is that the first time we've seen that?
So let's
I thought of you.
That.
I thought of you when that happened.
So
I'm like, oh yeah, that's a Kasey call right there.
I'm watching. I'm like, things are good. It's going that direction. Tiffy's going up for it. I'm like, cake. And she hits it. I'm like, this is it. 1.
Squashed her.
2. She kicks out. And immediately I was like, that's surprising.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Tessitore, I'm convinced, had the wrong paper. Because this man, go back and watch if you don't remember. This man.
I remember it.
She kicked out. She kicked out. He's no voice. I'm like, it's like, nobody's ever kicked out. I'm like,
yep.
Really?
Yep.
I was like, no one ever?
I mean, maybe, but I don't.
Is this Kenny Omega? Like, I was like,
One-winged angel? Yeah.
I was legitimately like, okay. Like, yeah, you know how I feel about the finisher thing.
But it's also like the immovable object or whatever, the irresistible force, whatever they call Nia Jax.
Yeah.
But yes, you know what I'm saying.
But like,
If someone's going to kick out, it's probably going to be Nia Jax.
is it that serious that nobody's ever kicked out of Tiffany? She's wrestled like 30 times total. Like, I was so flabbergasted by the reaction that they really wanted you to know how legitimate it was.
Testicore just had the call. I mean, he had the call of his life. He
did.
The biggest upset. What? She kicked out.
Losing his absolute mind. But I'll tell you then, at that point, I was like, Nia's winning.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, why on earth would they have her kick out of something that's never been kicked out of to lose still?
Because that's how we do it here in the WWE.
Because that's how we do it. Naomi shows up with a chair, never makes it in. Here comes Jade. We're still doing that, I guess. That's the
whole. And by the way, Testicore almost had a heart attack too with the Nia Jax hip attack against like the turnbuckle.
Yep.
He almost took her head. She almost took her head off. You know, just like, yeah, man, sell that, Joe. You got it.
And then the spot of spots, chair to the face off Tiffany's kick. Her face exploded. And like, I've seen people arguing on the internet about who was in the wrong there, Tiffany or Nia Jax. I don't know.
No one, because it looked awesome.
It looked awesome. It was like like, again, I assume something was wrong there because like her face exploded like real blood. Like, she was
and dude, the
up.
sound of it too was just like
she got kicked in the face.
Did they have a microphone like implanted inside of her noggin where when it hit, it was just like, because dude, it was so loud.
It was.
Yeah.
It was great. But like, that made it so good because then it's like, oh, okay, you literally had to kill her.
Yep.
So if it wasn't supposed to happen, which it doesn't sound like it was supposed to, at least to that extent, then cinema. Because that's how you get her not to kick out. You kill her.
Yep.
You kick her in the face with a chair. So I really, really enjoyed it. I couldn't believe it, but I was really, really into what happened there.
Well, and then also, too, we forgot to mention Naomi and Jade made the appearance. That's how the chair got into play in the first place. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
No arguments.
No.
Some questions about what may be happening later, but I guess we'll get to those when we get to them. We moved to Raw in Greenville, South Carolina. I got really sick there one time, so I hate that place.
Like food poisoning sick? What are you talking about here? Yeah.
Food poisoning sick.
Ooh.
Not good.
Care to show the restaurant? Or are we good?
I don't even remember.
Okay, gotcha.
But it was terrible.
Okay.
But so similar to SmackDown, they put out this graphic before Raw. And I go, okay. Well, Becky Lynch is, one of the GOATs.
She is.
She'd have to be in this match.
Yep.
And then I go center, and I go, well, would they have Roxanne lose? Like,
yeah, I know. Just making her, kind of like her debut here and everything.
You know what I mean?
The prodigy, if you will.
Prodigy. She's attacked Rhea Ripley 4 weeks in a row. And then I was like, Natalia, that's cool. You still work here. But really, I'm like, it could be Becky. It could be Roxanne Perez. Like, I don't know. So I have to tune in to find out.
Yep.
But I was not disappointed when I tuned in and the show started. And the first human out into the ring.
Coming out hot.
Logan Paul.
Coming out hot.
Spitting straight facts.
Facts.
I was like, you damn right.
Facts.
You damn right. And then not expecting to see Gunther.
Now, can we confirm, what was it again? Was it...
It was black T-shirt under a suit, Gunther.
Black T-shirt under a suit, Gunther. Okay, that's right.
It was quality. Right. It was quality, Gunther.
Quality Gunther. Quality segment. Interesting segment, though. Because we initially had, and this is all about Logan Paul saying Jey Uso can't carry the weight. It's, it's Logan Paul's time, all this stuff. Great. Gunther comes out saying, my social media needs help. And you're... But, so yeah, you got off to the hot start with, okay, the very heelish behavior. And then he flipped the script and it was like, well, hold on. Are we starting to see a little more of a face Gunther now?
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
I don't want face Gunther.
Nobody wants face Gunther.
Nobody.
But I feel like that interaction with Logan Paul, we might be tiptoeing a little bit.
Or is that just accepting like somebody in that moment has to be like I would assume if I'm like Triple H and I'm like trying to figure out how I'm going to do this.
Sure.
You have to assume that whoever is out there with Logan Paul immediately is going to get cheered because he's not Logan Paul.
Sure.
So that might have been just like,
okay.
We need to, or maybe they're full changing Gunther. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think you can't full change him.
I hope not.
But also, like, then does it lead to you believe, like, does Logan Paul actually beat Jey Uso? And then, I mean, he can't, right? Because you can't have Logan Paul and Gunther.
You cannot.
Can't.
You cannot. Now,
unless the plan is to fully turn Gunther face, which why would you do that? There's no way.
There's no way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that by default that means that it's not going to be Logan.
Yeah.
Then you go back to Gunther. But like also, I like Jey Uso, but is he just going to keep beating everybody?
Well, here's the thing, Kasey. You know, I mean, we may be kind of, oh, yeah, it's Jey Uso. The crowds, though,
I know,
are ballistic over Jey Uso.
Still.
And as long as those crowds do what those crowds do, Kasey, like, he's keeping that belt, man.
I just wonder what it would take.
For the crowd to die down.
Yeah, but like if Cody was in that, does Cody change how the crowd reacts? Does Roman change how the crowd reacts? Like, I don't know. But anyway, Logan Paul and Gunther open the show with a Jey Uso appearance. You see Roxanne Perez sign her contract with Raw. More on that in a minute. The wise man in the back tells Jey he's a short-term champion because this is all a setup for Seth Rollins to become the champion. And then we get some wrestling. The Judgment Day, Finn and
the Iron Lung, JD McDonough.
That's a good one.
As they're calling him now. Yeah.
Against AJ Styles and Penta.
Mm-hmm.
One of the just most interesting tag team pairings you could put together.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Great match.
Real good.
You know.
Good quality stuff.
Got a little interference from Grande Americano.
Yeah, El Grande making an appearance. You love to see that he's still very much.
Kasey, is there going to be an end game with this, or we're just going to be talking about Grande Americano from like a year now, and we're going to be being like, okay.
I have now convinced myself that the end game for El Grande Americano is that it is indeed not Chad Gable. And I think what they're doing is trying to find a human that looks just like Chad Gable. I'm dead serious. I am fully convinced they are finding a person that is built like Chad Gable. They're giving him the tattoo. And I'm telling you, watch this. El Grande Americano and Chad Gable are both going to be in the Money in the Bank match. They both qualify on separate days, which then gives the lead up to Money in the Bank being, okay, like we've got Solo and whoever. But we also are going to see that Chad is El Grande. And then I'm telling you, there's going to be a different human being as El Grande. And then Chad's music's going to hit, and he's going to come out with El Grande in the ring. I'm telling you right now.
Or
there's no payoff.
Or, no, hang on.
Oh,
or, because I like where you're going here. But I do have an or. Or, does Grande Americano and Chad Gable both get qualified for the Money in the Bank match? Chad Gable comes out. Grande Americano nowhere to be seen. But I guess, no, that wouldn't make any sense. Because like what I was getting at is, does like Gable lose, but then Grande comes out to win? You know what I'm saying? Because like I could see Chad Gable getting the Money in the Bank.
Definitely.
Like, I think he's earned it.
He had the men's spot last year when he fell off.
He's such a... See, this is why I hope it's going someplace, because he's such a good wrestler. Like the whole American... What is it, American Made now, right?
It's American Made.
The whole American Made roster is legit. Give them their flowers, please. Give them their due diligence and let them, carry some stuff here.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. The most surprising part about that segment to me is Judgment Day actually won something.
True.
A match.
True.
Finn finally hit coup de grace on somebody.
Getting some momentum going, yep.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. But, yeah, El Grande still in the mix. Judgment Day. Get a win. Seth Rollins talking to Logan Paul backstage. A lot of backstage stuff going on there. Seth Rollins trying to get in everybody's head. And then we get to the women's qualification.
Well, I think you got Paul Heyman here too, right? Paul Heyman's talking to
Was Paul Heyman involved in that?
I think that Paul Heyman was saying with the Uso and Braun Breaker, where he said basically like
that was earlier.
Okay, sorry, we didn't cut. Okay, but yeah. My bad.
That was earlier,
sorry.
and then this one was just Seth and Logan.
You're right. Okay, gotcha. Sorry, I had to look at my notes a little better.
You're good. For a second there, I thought Seth was recruiting Logan to be like the third.
Same
of their group,
and then it was, hey, if you win it, I'll see you at the finish line. Basically,
Logan was like, okay, whatever.
I love the whole thing too. Where Logan Paul in total like millennial behavior is like, I'm going home. I'm over this.
Yeah, basically, I'm going home. I got my prime and I'm leaving.
That was good. By the way, does he have new flavors, Kasey?
There's been a couple new ones.
Are they crazy flavors, or is that just kind of like a hoax?
No, I forget what it's called, but it's
a crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's wild. You should get Ronan.
Let us know. Yeah, we'll see.
Roxanne Perez, Becky Lynch, Natalya.
Mm-hmm.
Did not know where we were going.
Roxanne Perez is good, huh?
Roxanne Perez is good.
Like, she acts like she's a veteran. Just like, and it's not even like, the skill set's fine, but like just like the psychology things that she does in the ring.
Yeah.
She's good.
She's good.
Yep.
Quality.
Yep.
Becky's Becky.
Mm-hmm.
And
Natty.
Natalya's Natalya. Mm-hmm. Double sharpshooter was kind of cool.
That was cool.
But unfortunately for Natalya, she was never a factor.
There was one point where I feel like Roxanne though wasn't like where she was supposed to be, and Becky Lynch had to tell her to like, hey, get back in the ring, and
that did happen. It was unfortunate they were on that camera.
Oh yeah.
And nobody really caught what was happening because they said
Becky's literally going, Roxy.
Yeah.
Roxy. Like, okay.
Yeah, that wasn't the best.
Yeah.
But when she's in the right spot, she's pretty good.
Great. Yeah.
And then. Once again, penciling into things I thought we were done with. Lyra Valkyria comes in to take Becky Lynch out of the match, which then at least made it more clear about how that was going to play out. Mm-hmm. Roxanne, the Pop Rocks thing is wild. Like her finisher.
Yeah.
It takes like a second to set up. So like I'm not sure how like long that's going to be able to hold up because she kind of has to like get under and then do the but like the move itself is dope.
It looks cool, and she even like hit it like fully, I feel like.
Yeah.
But like it still looked cool. Yeah. Now, do it with Nia Jax. Now let's see what you got.
She won't.
Okay.
I can promise you. You can pencil this into things that's definitely going to happen or not going to happen.
Nia Jax getting put in the Pop Rocks? Okay.
Confirmed.
Gotcha. Okay.
She may have kicked out of the prettiest moonsault ever, but she's not getting in the Pop Rocks. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Roxanne wins and goes on to be in the Money in the Bank match. So we'll see what happens there. Chad Gable in the back says, let me get a qualifying match for me and Ivy Nile. And I was like, cool. I'm a big believer in that.
Yep.
Sheamus showed up to work and just destroyed Grayson Waller.
Yeah, yep. And obviously Austin Theory loved that a lot. Austin Theory looking a little extra tan, I felt like.
Crowd was a little bit interested in Austin Theory.
Crowd was getting some, Austin Theory is getting some love there. Good for him.
Could we like get on with this? Like, there's a chance that Austin Theory could have, like, a nice career.
Both of them could actually have a nice career.
True, Waller, too.
Yeah.
If they just stop with this.
Yep.
But nonetheless, he dies to the hands of Sheamus.
We're going to get into Tyrese Halliburton?
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I didn't even put that.
I wish I did forget about it. It's all good. Whatever, you know.
Yeah, that was dumb. Right?
So dumb.
Like.
In, like, the empty arena, like, the just... McAfee and Cole interviewing Tyrese Halliburton.
Like,
and by the way, like to set this up in case you haven't watched it or you don't remember, Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson, whatever, last year sometime,
a while ago,
went back. That they went at it in the ring a little bit, and then Triple H puts out, you couldn't write it better, whatever. So now Tyrese Halliburton's going to be featured in the new video game, I guess, in like an NBA edition download DLC, whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Like, I like Pat McAfee. I've always been a fan.
Sure.
That wouldn't have happened if Pat didn't work there. You know what I mean? That would have never happened.
Yep.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Yeah.
Did you just do it?
I did it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I wish they didn't. Ooh, that was smooth.
I got it.
I wish they didn't do that segment because then you could have done something that actually meant something.
Same.
Still haven't seen Karen Cross.
Well, yeah, and here's the thing. Like they said, a special message from Tyrese Halliburton. So that was
gonna be like 4 seconds.
I was confused from the get go. Like, okay, it's gonna be like a Jalen Brunson Halliburton like reunion kind of thing. And nope, just want to talk about the video game with Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, I guess props to his marketing team who are trying to get him, I feel like, in a better light because despite him absolutely tearing apart the playoffs, I feel like he's still not really liked around NBA circles. So this could be some, imaging work, but yeah, I was all set with that.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
and by the way, it's the Dunk and Destruction pack. So
good. I'll be sure to pick that up as soon as I get home. Okay.
What are we doing though? Sometimes
what are we doing sometimes?
Yep.
Gunther and Seth Rollins backstage. A lot of backstage talking this week. Get out there and talk in front of the people. But Gunther and Rollins going at it a little bit, which leads us to Rhea Ripley, Zoe Stark, and Kairi Sane returning.
Oh, I kind of forgot about it a little bit.
Totally forgot about
Pirate Princess, welcome back.
Welcome back. And this one wasn't as much of like a who's going to win. Because we
kind of had a feeling, right?
Win. But the story here is,
holy hell!
Holy crap! Yeah, Zoe Stark. That was terrifyingly bad.
Yeah. So a few things. So like that missile dropkick she does is cool.
Yes.
Really cool move. Obviously, very high risk. Kairi Sane, I feel like got to the spot a little too late.
Yeah.
Zoe knew she was going to come up a little short, and if that would have happened, she would have drop kicked like Kairi Sane's legs off.
Yep.
And with all due respect to Kairi Sane, great elbow drop, great wrestler. Probably can't really take a drop kick to the legs without disintegrating.
Yep.
Not the biggest human being.
Yeah. If it would have been Rhea, it probably could have pulled it off.
Yeah, exactly.
Could have kicked her in the thigh and survived.
Zoe Stark tries to pump the brakes. Pump the brakes a little too much.
Yeah.
Knee absolutely just collapses.
Gnarly. Like if you watch if you look at like the stills, which I don't necessarily recommend.
Yeah.
Like, that was.
And so many wrestling fans saying, "Oh, wow, that's is she really hurt? Or she's yeah,
she's hurt.
She's hurt. Knees don't bend like that.
No. Yeah, that was rough.
Hopefully, we're sending her well wishes because that looked just, and she's had knee problems before, which sucks.
Yeah.
I will say this though. Kudos to Rhea Ripley, who kind of then called the match from there.
Yeah.
And put the match on her back. And listen, like I understand that they're professionals. They've been doing it for a while. Even Kairi Sane's been around for a bit. But that can't be an easy thing to do when you have all these moves pretty much mapped out with 3. And one of those people are gone, and now you kind of call an audible and just, go with the flow. I thought it flowed nicely for all the circumstances that were at hand there.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a good call that I didn't even really think about, but yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And especially Kairi Sane's been like gone.
Yeah.
We just talked about.
Yeah.
It's a tough spot.
And I'm not sure I assume she speaks a little English, but like.
Language barrier.
Yeah, a little language barrier. She hasn't been in the ring in forever. I don't think she's ever really worked with Rhea Ripley before.
No. I don't remember.
I mean, dude, a lot of variables going against you.
Definitely.
And they still put on a pretty damn good match.
Well, that's the thing. It's not like, okay, restart, Riptide, it's over.
Yeah.
It was like another 8, 9, 10 even minutes.
Dude, it goes to show you how good Rhea Ripley is.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
She's really good. Rhea does eventually hit the Riptide and gets the win. No surprise there. So now you're talking about Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, and Alexa Bliss currently in your Money in the Bank match. Okay.
Cooking.
I don't think any of them are your winner, though. Just a hunch. What's the point of Rhea?
There's no point to Rhea.
Alexa doesn't need it. She's super over.
Roxanne Perez in the Judgment Day, though?
Well, so...
Dom Mysterio, though?
Yeah,
By the way, is Dom just a lucky... I mean...
Unbelievable.
When you want to talk about...
A generational run.
Yeah. I mean, we go from Rhea Ripley to Liv Morgan to Roxanne Perez.
Craziness. Yeah.
I mean... Generational run for Dom Mysterio. Oh, by the way, and he has the belt too.
And he has the belt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She brought him some chicken nuggets.
And it was a briefcase, correct? Or what was it? It was
like a box.
A box. Yeah, I guess it was a.
And then she brought Carlito apples, which was great.
That was cool.
Somebody finally remembered he existed. So
Raquel wasn't having it though.
Raquel was not having it. Maybe that's good for Carlito. She's been playing hard to get.
There we go.
Carlito's like, hey, now someone's appreciating me.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm not really sure where that goes. Probably a feud with Liv Morgan eventually.
I guess. Yeah. It's just another wrinkle to the Judgment Day.
They kind of need it.
Yeah.
It's kind of slow right now.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
Last thing of the night, Braun Breaker, Jey Uso. And Braun, for the most part, was letting Jey Uso have it there for a while. Was he in the NFL, by the way? Because I know McAfee referred to that. Braun Breaker. I don't believe he was. I don't think
he said he was in that. Yeah,
I think he was in training camp.
Okay, maybe. Okay, gotcha.
But I don't think he played. I'd have to check. I don't think he played a game though.
Okay.
There was a lot of Braun Breaker highlights in this one, but the Samoan drop that Braun
that was cool.
Tossed him up.
That was cool.
That was gnarly.
That looked cool.
But Braun, for the most part, was getting after it as he does. Seth Rollins in jeans that were legitimately 1 centimeter away from the biggest butt debacle in WWE history. That was not good.
They were painted on.
I mean,
yeah.
Becky, come get your man a different pair of pants because holy crap. Gets involved and getting after Jey Uso, which then prompted Sami Zayn to come out. Mm-hmm. And then
crowd goes ballistic.
Out of really nowhere. I at no point was watching that you know what? If CM Punk came out right now, this place would go
crowd was chanting for him.
Well, yeah, that moment. But earlier in the night, it was just okay, wrestling. And this dude comes out and they lost it. Yeah. Greenville, South Carolina has been waiting 15 years for CM Punk. And they lost it and sang the song word for word while he was in the ring.
I know.
That was crazy. Madness.
Yeah, I didn't see that happening.
No,
I didn't know Greenville, South Carolina, or North Carolina is a big CM Punk city, but
no, apparently the biggest.
Yeah,
Chicago and
better than Chicago even. No kidding.
Right there.
Yeah.
So that was madness, setting us up for Saturday night's main event, which is this Saturday. We have 3 minutes. Let's go through it. It is in Tampa, Florida.
We should go, Kasey. We should get our credentials.
We probably missed the boat on that one.
Probably.
Okay, only 4 matches. Yeah, that would sound right. Mm-hmm. We start with holy crap, phone work. Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre in a steel cage. What do you got?
I got Damian Priest getting one over now on Drew McIntyre, and that's going to set up the last man standing match because why wouldn't it?
Fair enough. I think Damian Priest does need a win here if you're going to keep doing this. For what it's worth, I have John Cena, R-Truth as the second match of the night.
Really?
For what it's worth. That may change.
Yeah.
But I have that, and then I have Cena Truth.
Interesting.
So, I assume you're going John Cena? Well, it's confirmed not for the title.
I mean, dude, a Saturday night main event, crazy things can happen. I think John Cena still. How's he going to lose?
Yeah, I agree.
It sucks, but yeah.
John Cena gets the win. The question is, what will it set up going forward? CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker feels like a potential prime time for Roman Reigns to return and or Cody Rhodes. I'm just saying. But let's say they shock the world and actually wrestle.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker need a win here.
They do.
Since they formed this group, they've won nothing.
Do you think that we see a third man finally?
Could be the time. Ooh, what if it's Cody Rhodes?
Ooh.
That'd be nuts.
Can't be though, right? Because he can't be who's it going to be then? You think? I don't think it's going to be Austin Theory now either, though. Because I thought Austin Theory made sense, but nope, not anymore.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Karrion Kross, maybe.
Feels like he'd be the leader though, or the wise man, if you would.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, I think Seth and Braun need a win.
Agreed. I'm with you.
Jey Uso, Logan Paul looking like the main event for the World Heavyweight title. What do you got?
Yeah, Jey Uso. You can't do Logan Paul versus Gunther, so it's got to be Jey Uso. And I guess we're gonna get Jey Uso Gunther Part 3.
And then I think Gunther would have to get him in that one. Jay can't beat Gunther twice and Logan Paul. I'm sorry. And by the way, for the people that hate Logan Paul real quick with 30 seconds left, look at what has happened here. Jey Uso's been in the business for how long? 30 years, whatever?
Yeah.
They have Logan Paul in there to put Jey Uso over.
Logan Paul even alluded to that, yep. He didn't do that part, but he said, like, I've been doing this for how long? Look where I'm at. Yeah.
That's what they're doing. They're
Good point.
establishing Jey Uso as a real champion by beating Logan Paul. Suck on that, everybody.
What a world we live in, man.
What a world we live in. That'll do it, Scraphouse. We'll do it again next week. We'll break down Saturday night's main event. Until then, see you later.
See you.